Hey guys, it's Daveysire here. So I'm going to show you the two basic buildings that will allow you to excel in the game and actually move forward. So we're going to start off with the campfire here. Alright, that's made out of 60 wood. It takes a minute to build, and that will allow you to cook meat. We'll actually go to it and open it up, and I'll show you what it can do. So you can see right here on this little window, it has a fuel section. This is where you put your wood in. You can put wood, branches, or charcoal into a campfire. So 1 unit of wood will give you 50 minutes of fire. 5 units of branches, which you pick them up in bunches of 5s, will give you 15 minutes. Or 10 charcoal will give you 15 minutes. Don't use your charcoal. You want to save it there. It's used for a lot of other crafting materials and in wells to produce water. But I'll go over more of that later. We're just going to keep on the simple basics right now. So you drag 1 unit, or how many units, however many units of what you want to use as fuel, into the fire pit. You just drop it in right there. I'll drop a few more just to show you where it sticks. First unit is immediately consumed, and there you go. You get the fire, you get the light, that starts working. That's also going to make you more noticeable. But now let's go down and show you what this can cook. It can cook raw bird, cook meat. If you can cook that, you can keep your guy alive instead of just having to eat berries. This will give you food. Well, it'll fill your hunger bar a lot more than berries. Berries are like 50 versus 1,000 from meat, but meat doesn't give you that much hydration. So this keeps some berries on you and try to get some food. Alright, so what comes from the raw bird is cooked bird. You get like a little chicken leg, and then for meat, it's cooked meat. You can actually put the meat back on the fire, and it'll turn into burnt meat or burnt bird. And then here it is. You can produce charcoal from that. Also, one other thing you want to notice, if you think somebody's going to be coming towards you trying to find you, you can see it right in the bottom middle of my screen here. You press E and hold it to toggle the light. So let's go here. And there it goes. It goes down. The fire meter on there actually stops running out. And that can make you more hidden, but it also stops cooking. Alright, so now we're going to move over to the workbench. The workbench provides you with a bit more stuff than your basic building center. When you just press I to open up your inventory and your building center right here. I like calling it a building center. It's really crafting. So we'll go to the workbench here. That cost, I believe, 120 wood to make. Let me confirm that for you. Yeah, 120 wood. It also takes 1 minute to make this one too. Let's go over what it provides for you, which you can't normally get. Let's see, that's building materials. So anything in blue is something new from this workbench that you can't usually produce. So right now, you can see it can produce the wood blocks, the ramp, and the log blocks, or the log stairs, or sorry, wood stairs. The log block, the log ramp, and the log stairs. It'll also help you make something you really need, reinforced wood iron door in the beginning. It only costs 4 iron ingots. If you don't know how to get that, I'll be making a video for that soon. So if you want to find out, just subscribe to me, and I will be making that probably within the next week. I have a bunch of other videos I'm going to make. I want to help out people just for the basics right now. We're going to move forward from there. So you can make that reinforced ironwood door not breakable unless you have siege equipment. It has a breach level, so you need siege equipment to break into it. Same thing with the reinforced wood iron trapdoor. You can't break into it unless you have siege equipment. That is great. That is very useful. Alright, so now you have the large gallows, which is basically the small gallows, just with 3 of the hangman nooses. And that's all it's used for. You rope somebody up with, say, a rope or iron shackles, drag them along, put them in there, you kick the switch, and it kills them. Alright, there's also the pillory. This one, you just drag them in with the iron shackles or the rope, put them there, let them sit there. And you just have them sit there until they die, or you decapitate them or let them go. Alright, so now we're going to work down our way to the musical equipment here. Alright, it also has the rope repair hammer. So you have the drum. Okay, this is just something different sounding. You can just kind of boop, 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 hit it. And then there's also the musical flute, or the wooden flute, and you pick notes that you want to play. Some people are pretty good. Somebody played me Star Wars when I was the king once on this. It was pretty cool. And then you come by the repair hammer. This is actually really useful, really easy to make, and it'll be really helpful to, say, people who are having their doors bashed down from siege equipment, say from a ballista, which you can actually watch people try to break it down. If it was a trebuchet, they would just throw a rock and your base would kind of explode. So with the repair hammer, it only costs 100 wood. You should make some. You should keep some on you when you're in your base, when you know you're about to be sieged, because you can repair those blocks that they're hitting. It repairs 1,000 health, and it has 100 uses per 100 wood you use. So it's a pretty good hammer. Yeah, it's a pretty good tool. It'll definitely help you out. And then here's the rope. It costs 40 flax. I'm only going over what some of this stuff is made of, because this is just kind of important stuff. The wood doors, you can go back and check them yourself. The rope, I really like it because it's just fun. You just go up, rope people, drag them along. If you have your friends, you can do whatever you want to do to them. So it's kind of just a little entertaining part of the game. So again, 40 flax, you make the rope, you have to run up, hold it on them for about 2 seconds. Unless you stand behind them, it's about half a second. Alright, so then we're going to move forward to the gates. Gates are like 4x4s. I'll actually show you one. I have an iron gate right here. See, it's quite massive. The normal doors are just 2 blocks. They actually only look like that. There's only 2 blocks missing when you use them. It's only 2 blocks tall, 1 block wide. So they're completely different. The gates have double the health, but they are like 4 times the size. Actually, even bigger than that. I shouldn't even say 4x4 there. Well, it is 4x4, but it is about 8 times the size of an actual normal door with only twice the amount of health, so you're actually more exposed when you use one of these gates. Doors are a safer option because you're less exposed, less is just open. So I would actually normally use doors. I just made a pub for people, for newer players to come in and actually try to help them out and help them learn the game. There's some crafting equipment like this in there. Okay, so now as we're going to continue on here, let's see, you gone down the lights. You have candle, so it costs 3 fat to make that. You place it on the ground, it just burns, lights up in area, or you can hold it. Now, the really cool thing about the workbench is you can make other stations. You can make the Fletcher, used to make bows, arrows, bolts, see what else. Oh, targets. You can make targets too. Now you can make also the anvil, which will allow you to work with metal to make iron and steel equipment. Unless you upgrade this workbench up to a tinker, then you can actually make, say, iron lights, different sort of lighting with out of iron and iron chest, steel chest. But first, say, let's see, tools. You need the anvil to be upgraded to make it out of steel and iron. So anvil, very important. You need that. That's one thing you want. Now there's granary, which you can use to make, say, grain, which you can put into fire, or a fire pit. No, into a furnace, which will make bread, which is quite an easy food source to come by once you get the granary. And you make a lot of it. You'll never run out of food. You'll never starve with the guy. It only provides you with food, though, or hunger. Doesn't give you any water whatsoever. So granary, you don't see many of those. Not many people make them, but they are important. They do help. Alright, and now here's something that is important. It is a well, so if you're in a base far away from any water, you can actually put charcoal into it, which will allow you to produce your own water, or clean water, and drink it and not die from dehydration. Now this is just kind of one for fun. It's woodworking, it's to make chairs and stuff. Once you have a well-established and defended base, you can use this to fancy up your base or furnish it. Alright, so now we're going to move over here. With this you can make a wood stick, a wood sword, and see these, a wood stick's actually considered a, you can see here, a beating stick. And a wood sword is just a training weapon. That's good for teaching people how to fight. Okay? And then here's your first actual weapon that is better than the usual, which is a wooden mace. You can make it out of wood, unless you have bone. Bone, you can see right here, you can make these bone weapons, which are pretty helpful, but they are actually kind of harder to come by, because bone requires you to kill a bunch of animals to be able to use it. Wood is readily and available all around you. Right now you have your windows, the last thing that this workbench provides you. Wood shutters, 1500 health here, 30 wood to make up. They're not that special. I'll even show you one that I have right here. And you just kind of place it. That's all it does. It's right there. You open it up. Don't stack them, because if they break both those with no health on them, you're kind of screwed. And look at that, see? And they're hard to get rid of. You just delete straight through them. So that's the beginner's video. Those two little things you need. You need that campfire and you need that workbench. Just real Excel forge. You can see there's a lot that I actually covered with the workbench because it provides you with a lot. The campfire just provides you with that food right in the beginning. You can upgrade that eventually into a smelter so you can make the iron ingots so you can upgrade the workbench. Again, very important. I'll cover that in another video. Remember to subscribe. I'll see you guys again.